A 9-year-old boy defeated the Empire's top genius with just one punch. Even the toughest armor was destroyed by him. Despite having no magical power, he was seen as a loser. Duke Song released his grip, puzzled by the fact that both ordinary people and magical creatures possess magical power. Shifeng said that Joshua was simply a child born with a natural lack of magical power. Duke Song rubbed his fingers and felt that Joshua's situation was somewhat different. He felt a sticky substance in his magical orifice. Duke Song chose to keep and monitor Joshua for now. Despite objections from Bar and Shifeng, they had no choice but to obey under the Duke's authority. That night, Joshua sneaked out of his room. Upon landing, he sensed the chunks in the magic cave stirring. He realized they were the magic energy and energy of victory. Surprisingly, one or two of these energies were coming from Lugia. The soldiers who heard the noise were also preparing to come. Joshua had no choice but to leave here with doubts. At this moment, 3 soldiers in Joshua's home were bullying his mother. They were venting Joshua's victory over them. As they were about to harm his mother, a voice shouted to stop them. The person who arrived in a hurry was Joshua. Joshua angrily looked at them and threatened that none of them would leave here alive. Joshua's terrifying momentum had scared the timid guy with a crew cut. He urged everyone to flee. But Joshua looked up and called for the person hiding in the dark to come out. Witnessed a person falling mid-air from the roof. Landing on the ground, curious about Joshua's discovery, Joshua spotted the emblem on the person's chest and discovered he was part of the Crimson Knights, one of the Duke's Manor's 3 primary knight orders. The 3 soldiers saluted Sir Cain in unison. He came before Joshua and assessed him. Surprisingly, Joshua wasn't scared and boldly asked him. Just a soldier trying to hurt the lady. How should the Duke be dealt with according to the mansion's military law? Cain couldn't believe that he was intimidated by this child's demeanor, and didn't grasp why this intense feeling of oppression occurred. With sword in hand, he turned to respond. Joshua should be executed immediately. After that, he swiftly moved forward, unsheathed his sword, killed the person in front. The man, with widened eyes, tightened his grip on his sword, ready to fight. With an opportune moment, he swung his sword at Cain. Cain, skilled in the head, had his sword on his left shoulder. He effortlessly blocked this attack and then pressed down on the enemy's hand with his left hand. In one quick move, he swung his sword forward using his right hand. The person ahead of him promptly lost their head. As Cain stepped forward, ready to kill the man with the ponytail, Joshua yelled for him to quit. The man with the ponytail was so scared that he immediately begged for mercy. Joshua told Cain to hold back. He asked who his lord was, and Cain replied that it was Duke Nor's. Joshua raised his voice again and asked him who I am. Cain was once again overwhelmed by an inexplicable oppression in his eyes. Because he had seen it in someone else prior. Cain put away the sword in his hand and promptly thanked Joshua for sparing his life. Joshua came to him and made it clear that he didn't need his loyalty. He wanted him to recount today's events to the other soldiers. Whoever dares to do such a thing again will definitely be sent to the underworld. If he gets it, he must leave right away. The bald man fled in panic once more. Cain asked Joshua if he was really the young master he knew. The change was too big, but Joshua smiled and told him that he was no longer the mute bastard who produced horse manure. Cain pondered for a moment, clenched his fist, and then made a bold decision, hoping to serve Joshua as his lord after turning 23. Cain will face this choice next year. Cain is someone who believes in his own intuition. He placed his hand on his heart, showing loyalty. He will keep an eye on Joshua in the coming year. Joshua was a bit unexpected. He chuckled and called himself a weirdo. Joshua saw his mother wake up and quickly hugged her, expressing his need to protect her in this life. Joshua must quickly improve to avoid repeating mistakes. So, relying on his memory, he arrived in front of a mysterious relic.